Before we head into the video, I'd love to give a shout out to the sponsor of the channel, RL Exchange. Now, RL Exchange is a great way to buy Rocket League items and credits on any platform at the cheapest prices so that you can build your dream setup. Make sure to go and check out their website using the top link in the description and use code TXC to get yourself 3% off your order. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video on episode 18 of Trading From Nothing all the way up to the Alpha Cap. Now, just before we do get into the video, I'd like to mention we're going to be giving away a Titanium White Octane in the Discord server every 1,000 subscribers that we hit on the channel. So make sure to join the Discord server. The link is in the description down below, and we're almost at 16k. As soon as we hit that, I'll be putting the White Octane giveaway on the Discord, and then you can join up. But as always, the support on the channel has been crazy recently, and we're trying to hit 20k by the end of the year. So that'd be amazing if you could support the channel, because it is a massive goal. But anyway, let's hop straight in to the trades for episode 18. Okay, so as per usual, I've just quickly added up the value of the inventory, and we're just over 41,000 credits, so not bad for episode 18. And now, I don't know if this trade right here was a good idea or not. I did actually pick up some pink dices. Now, I am paying way below the minimum value, but I have actually had these before, and I did find them very hard to sell. But I just thought, you know what, we have ages, this nothing to something is going to go on for a while, so I'll just pick them up and see what happens. So we're underpaying by 700 credits, I do believe, which is not bad when I say it like that, but they're not going to be easy to sell at all. The forest green and the sky blue one that I've got in my inventory, they're most likely easier to sell than the pink one, and I've had them for a couple of days, maybe a week right now. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but the pink dicey probably is going to be pretty hard to sell, so you might see those in my inventory for quite a while. Now, we're also going to be picking up white zombas, a very high demand item, so if you buy these for anything below the minimum value, you should be able to flip them pretty easily, maybe 10 minutes or so to get the minimum value. With these, I'm going to aim to get the mid value, just because I know that they're really high in demand. I might not be able to get the mid value, I might actually take the minimum value, but I'm at least going to try and go for 2.5k, which I think was the mid value at the time. Now, we're also going to be selling the Fennec on for the minimum value. This is because it's not a high demand item. This item doesn't really have much demand, so I'm looking for the minimum value, and we do actually manage to get that, which is pretty good. I don't want to sell any items below the minimum value, but then again, if they have a very low demand, such as the pink dices which I picked up earlier, I might be tempted to sell them a little bit below the minimum value, just so they sell a little bit quicker and I don't have them stuck in my inventory for ages. But as I have already mentioned previously in the series, I'm fine with keeping hard to sell items for a little bit. I don't want them stuck in my inventory for weeks on end, but I'm trying to complete this series in under 6 months, so I have absolutely ages, and they can just stay around, and eventually I will get the minimum value, or at least I'll try and get the minimum value. Now, we're picking up a Sky Blue Interstellar for a really good price, 350 below the minimum value. Once again, this is an item that a lot of people struggle to sell. Now, I don't actually find this. When I have a painted Interstellar, I can actually sell it on pretty easily. Yeah, it might take maybe an hour or 2 hours, but for a low demand item, that's pretty good, and I find I can usually sell these on pretty quickly, so I'm always fine with taking painted Interstellars, and their price is very stable, I'm not going to lie. So if you do pick up an Interstellar below the minimum value, most likely it's not going to drop unless something is going on with the market at the time. Now, once again, I have just picked up an item with a fairly high demand, and that is going to be the White Fennec. You just saw it on the screen right there. We paid 2k. I do believe it was either 2.2 or 2.3 at the time. Right now it is 2.2, but I do pre-record these a little bit in advance, so it might I don't really know. Anyway, I've bought it for at least 200 credits below the minimum value, and White Fennec has a decent demand to it. It's not like Octanes where you can sell them easily for the mid value, but I know 100% I can easily get the minimum value for that White Fennec, so an easy little bit of profit right there. And then White Halo sells for 1.1k. We picked it up for 850. That's 250 credits below the minimum value. Once again, this item has a decent demand to it. Not as good as the White Fennec though, so it might take a little bit longer to sell, but I'm going to be looking to get the minimum value for this item once again. White Interstellar, selling it for 1.8k, that is going to be the minimum value. We picked it up for 1.6, I believe, which is not bad whatsoever. We're getting 200 credits profit on that item. Now, I always say in these videos that I'm trying to make at least 100 credits profit per item and 15 trades a day. That will leave me at least 1.5k profit per day. Now, this just means that I'm progressing at a steady rate and I'm making a decent amount of profit every day, and I'm not really falling behind 1,000 credits, which is really good. And yeah, we're going to be picking up a pink mainframe in the next trade for a very, very decent price. We are going to be paying 950 credits, which is actually 650 credits below the minimum value, a lot more than I would usually try and do. So I think I got really lucky here, and once again, it's going to be hard to sell item. Painted mainframes aren't that easy to sell, but you know what, I took it, and I'm going to be trying to get at least the minimum value, so not bad whatsoever. And then we are picking up a Crimson Octane rather, 150 credits below the minimum value. I can sell this for the minimum price at least, but with Octanes they have quite a decent demand, so I am going to be trying to go for the mid price. However, I do find that with more expensive Octanes, like Lime, Sky Blue, and Crimson, it's actually harder to get the mid-value. It's a lot easier with the cheaper ones, like Orange, Burnt Sienna. I can't think of colours right now, but you know what I mean. Cheaper Octanes, they're easier to sell for the mid-value. That's just what I find. Let me know if you find this as well. But, yeah, I just can't really sell the more expensive ones like Crimson for the mid-value. I'm going to be trying anyway and see what happens. But I do actually manage to sell both of the, the White Fennec and the Crimson Octane together. For the minimum value, it's going to be 1.6 for the Octane, 2.2 for the Fennec. So that is going to work out at 3,800 credits. I do like selling multiple items at the same time if I am getting a decent price for them, because it saves me time and I won't have to spend extra time looking for another trade to sell that other item on. So yeah, it's perfect. The inventories are looking pretty solid. We do have some hard to sell items. All the dices are going to be very hard to sell. The Crimson Encryption is probably going to stay with us for ages. It's really hard to sell. White Halo should be alright. It's not that hard to sell. And then the black market should also be quite easy, easier than the dices and the encryption at least. And then we also managed to sell the white zombies for not 2.5k, but just 50 credits below the mid value. So we're getting a little bit over the minimum price, which just proves to my point that they have a little bit of demand to them, or quite a lot of demand to them. Just because a lot of items right now you cannot sell for even minimum price. Now I know that we're only a couple of trades since I bought this mainframe, but it actually took hours upon end to sell. I was just focusing on getting rid of some of the hard to sell items in my inventory. I did fail, but at least we did get the pink mainframe sold. And for 1.8k, this guy was on RL Garage. And I have actually found a decent amount of trades through apps such as RL Trading Post and RL Garage. So I would highly recommend getting those apps to help you trade. It's really good, and obviously they're free as well. You can just make posts, search for posts, and it's maybe got me around 50% of the trades in this series, both of the apps combined. Xbox Looking for Group Posts is where I get most of my trades from, but I just want to let you know that I am going to be releasing a video soon, a like 20-minute trading guide that will hopefully help you. It's going to be going beginner to pro level, so hopefully you can watch that and make some profit from the tips that I give you. We're also going to be picking up white tunicas. Now with these wheels, I would have liked to underpay by a little bit more. We underpaid by 400 credits, which is a decent amount, but once again, it's like the dices where it's hard to sell. So if I am picking up hard to sell items, I usually try and underpay more than if I was buying an easier to sell item, just because it's going to take me longer to sell. So I want to be receiving more profit because it's taken me longer to sell the item. But nonetheless, we're going to take it and try and sell it on. White Zombies, once again, perfect item for making profit. Really high in demand. Once again, we're paying 200 credits below the minimum value. I'm going to be looking to get, once again, mid value, but as I said earlier, it might not work out. So we're going to be trying to get at least the minimum value nonetheless. I'll look for mid first. If I can't get that, I'll drop down. Now we're going to be picking up a black standard as well. We're going to be paying 150 credits below the minimum value, and I'm actually going to do something different. I'm going to look for mid value for this item as well. Usually when I get the black standard, I try and get the minimum value, but we're going to be going for mid to see what happens. And if I do manage to get the mid value, then what I'm going to do in the future, if I get this item, I'm going to look for mid once again. That just gives me a little bit more profit every time I buy a black standard. But anyway, that is going to be the end of the video. Thanks so much for watching until the end. Make sure to comment Alpha Cap down below if you have watched this far. We're also going to be trying to hit 150 likes on this video. We're trying to hit 150 on every single episode of the Alpha Cap series, so it'll be a massive help if you could support the series. And like I said at the beginning, we're trying to hit 20k by the end of the year, so please do make sure to subscribe to the channel and support me. It'll be a massive help. And yeah, thank you so much for watching to the end once again, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace out.
Me inside me.